Hi, I'm Pip, your Student Living Officer.
Hi, I'm Reese, your Societies and Employability Officer.
Hi, I'm Alex, your Education Officer, and I'm doing the Guild
Autocomplete
Interview. What is a full-time officer?
So we are your 5 elected full-time representatives lobbying the university on policy that affects you and your experience as a student.
The 5 we have this year are the Guild President, Emma, the Education Officer, Alex, myself, the Societies and Employability Officer, Pip, our Student Living Officer, and Mia, who's our Communities and Equality Officer.
You'll go into university meetings and you'll tell them what students really think. You will create events and work with the Guild on everything that they do. You basically need no experience other than you've been a student and you know what it's like to be a student.
What do you do on an average day? There is no average day working in the Guild.
For me, it could be absolutely anything from meeting with students at events like our academic representation networking events, or going and meeting the Vice-Chancellor to lobby on national issues.
I would usually be meeting and chatting to as many students as I can to find out what you guys actually think about things, and then we take all of that and all of that information and all of that student experience into the places that it needs to go.
So sometimes I'll be in meetings with university members, sometimes I'll be in planning groups to talk about events.
So there's a real scope to what we do, but what's most important is that we're representing students and listening to what you have to say.
What's next? Can international students apply? Yes.
Absolutely, and you should.
Any student can apply from any level of study, any course, from any of our campuses as well. You're all student members of the Guild, and anybody who's a member of the Guild, a student member, can run in these elections.
Our job is about representation, and we want to be representing everyone, and we want the officers, the full-time officers, to represent as many students as possible. So all students can apply.
Specifically for international students, if you've got any concerns about what running might mean for any visa requirements, then we can be on hand to sort of point you in the right direction with any assistance there. So don't feel like that is any reason to not put your name forward.
Is this a paid role?
Absolutely.
Yes, it is. All the roles are over £25,000 a year.
And as a bonus, you don't have to pay council tax.
What is the best thing about your role?
So for me, on top of the fact that we're engaging with students absolutely every day, it's fantastic to be sitting in meetings that we otherwise wouldn't until we're 15 years down the line in our careers, sitting in meetings with the Vice-Chancellor, representing the university with the NUS and the Russell Group. It's a real privilege, and it's something that you could be doing if you run in our elections.
The best part of any day is always hanging out with students and finding out what you guys think about everything.
Societies was such a huge part of my time at university, and to be able to bring something back to those societies and those communities that we get to form over those years is so fantastic. So it's seeing the end results of that student feedback coming full circle and seeing how we can help change things for the better.
We get to do so many different things. The job is so varied.
So, do you have to be a final year student to apply? No.
So if you apply and you're a first year or second year, or you want to just take a gap in your studies, then you can put your studies on hold for the year and go back, pick up where you left off the following year.
Quite often, like myself, students do it after they've graduated, but that is not at all a requirement, and anyone in any year can apply.
So no, you don't have to be a final year student to apply.
Okay, last one. Is the role what you expected it to be? No. I think I was expecting it to be a lot more boring than it actually has been.
I'd say partly. So prior to running, I had a conversation with Jack, my predecessor, who explained what the role would consist of, and I was also an academic rep, so I did have an understanding of how things worked and how that feedback loop was closed through student representation. But on the other hand, I don't think I quite appreciated how important we were to the university structures and how much they genuinely do listen and care about what students have to say. So if you run for this role, you've got a really important role in determining policy and the future of the university.
You get to do so many different things, and there's so much opportunity. And actually there's a lot of responsibility. You get put in at quite a high level, and what I say does make a difference, and I see I see the like impact of what I'm doing every day, and I kind of thought it would be a bit of an unimportant job, but actually it's been amazing.
I was very heavily involved with a lot of different students' guild activities in the years I was at the university. On the whole, yeah, I'd say it's matched my expectations.
And that's the Guild Autocomplete interview completed.